Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the channel. Um, Today, I want to go ahead and cover something a little more intriguing, right? Um, you know, um, why is it we in this path on the occult, the people that work with spirits and such, why is it most of us are into trauma work? Why do we or why are we so interested in becoming the best version of ourselves and this and that? I mean, there's obviously a couple of different reasons. It's number one, it's good for you. You want to overcome these things that are haunting you. You don't want to be just haunted by your trauma for the rest of your life. You don't want to just, have to deal with that daily. Number two, we believe in a certain sect of occultism that it is possible to deify yourself. And that is not an egoistic thing, in the sense that we believe that we're more superior to anybody or anything of that nature. It's actually quite the opposite. We believe that everybody has divinity within them. They are a piece of the source, a piece of divinity, the creator, whatever you want to establish that as. We are that, and we have the potential to become much more. Anybody can. So we strive for that. We strive to literally deify ourselves. There have been many cases in which different spirits do this. There are, spirits such as Astaroth, and the demonic that deified and became Astarte, and then Astaroth, Ishtar, and then you have on the angel side, you have like Enoch that became an angel, Metatron. And even Ezekiel, I believe he came Sandalphon, right? And there's other humans that became demons and gods, and and further on, it keeps going, right? But also, there's a third, more practical reason, okay? And I'm going to read you from an excerpt from Lake of Fire, Demonologer's Guide to Ascension by S. Connolly. And this is page 42, Ascension Formulas. It's talking about different ways to undergo, which is, in essence, ascension is not what you think. It's not. She uses ascension in a terminology of divination and direct contact with the spirit, and a linkage in which you are connected and feel as if you're at one with the spirit. It's a form of communication, almost, in essence. But it's not ascension as in ascending yourself, right? So that's how she uses that terminology, just to clarify what this book is about. It's not what I was previously talking about. Let's see. You can find ascension formulas in both the complete book of Demonolatry and Infernal Colopateron. I don't know how to say that. The one thing that all ascension formulas seem to have in common is that the magician is asked to face his or her fears. Going into ascension with your fears unchecked gives the demons a lot of ammunition to work with, which can be dangerous, and let me explain. Divine intelligence, by its very nature, loves to teach lessons. After all, if you are seeking them out for help, they are going to help you, but not before teaching you how to help yourself. One of the ways they do that is by playing on your fears. This is one of the reasons magicians from the Middle Ages to even now will look down on divine intelligence, aka demons, and say they are liars, tricksters, or malevolent spirits whose purpose is to destroy the magician. That not necessarily the case, because demons don't do things like that without good reason. When you have a great deal of fear, it gives them a lot more to work with in the way of teaching lessons. For example, if you fear being mocked by your friends, they may throw up situations at you where you end up being mocked by your friends and family. They don't do this to hurt you, though. They do it to help you overcome this handicap. Fear is a weakness that holds each and every one of us back from our full potential. These fears may not be the type that can develop into phobias, like a fear of spiders or a fear of the dark. We're talking about fears that keep people stuck in place and from realizing their goals, dreams, and desires. This might include fear of rejection, fear of criticism, or fear of being homeless. When demons are trying to help, they may need to deconstruct a person in order to build them back up. Some of that takes the shape of fear facing. And of course, we as humans, here in the physical realm, we deal with a tough life as it is. So anything that makes us challenge things within ourselves that we see as necessarily not good, difficult, we see as a bad thing. But in all reality, it's helping us. It's helping us see that our irrational fear that we hold is indeed rational. And once we get to the point of confronting this fear, it's really not that bad. Obviously you won't, a demon won't have you getting attacked by a fucking lion, but they will, have you face your fears that are keeping you stagnant, keeping you held in place, keeping you from doing the things you want to do. They will help you become who it is you really want to be. And, if you're not taking these steps to work on this stuff already, right, the way that I do or other magicians do, your relationship with demons may be different than mine. Mine is, when I go to talk to a demon, it's a very kind, peaceful, loving relationship. I don't experience these kinds of things, but I talk to people that do, and then I talk to the spirit itself and ask them why they did that, and it's always this right here. They're trying to teach them, trying to show them that it's really not that bad, and they need to overcome this fear, face this fear, and accept the things about themselves rather than denying that piece of themselves and being afraid of who they are. Because that's really what a fear of rejection is. You're afraid that somebody will not like you, which means that you're not 100% aligned with liking yourself, So it gets deeper, But this is important. And this is my general outlook on life, okay? Everything that I go through, I look for positive in it. I look for, in every scenario, no matter how bad it is, what can I learn from this? What can I take that's positive from this terrible event and learn it? And if there's nothing like that, what can I do differently? What did I do wrong to put myself here? And in essence, that's the same as finding the positive. And if your outlook is not that on life, you need to make it that. Because if you're not, you're not doing yourself any favors by being a victim. Okay? You're really not. And most of the things in life are your fault. Now, if you're dealing with a biased person, or a racist or a sexist or what have you, right? Then those things are out of your control, okay? It has nothing to do with you. And in that scenario, it's something that you just have to be able to look at yourself and say, I have to be able to accept that there are people that are not intelligent. You know, people that are doing this, they're not intelligent. They're not smart enough to figure out that what they're doing is retarded. And they're not looking in at themselves because they're not thinking to even do that. They don't care to do that. So you have to ask yourself, why is it that I'm letting that hurt me? You know, why am I allowing a person that is so insignificant, even to their own selves, they are insignificant if they're being honest, and to take down the false confidence, the facade. It's, you know, why am I letting that bother me? And then you find yourself becoming way more peaceful, way more happy. You realize that your happiness is yours to control. Somebody else's actions don't determine how you feel or how you act. Only you determine how you act, how you respond to people. That is your strength. That is your power, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to cover that today. And I hope I was able to help in some way for somebody, something. Alright, peace.